Then another COVID-19 information segment for you with our investigative reporter, Brendan Kirby. So Brendan, one of the most basic questions about this virus is how deadly is COVID-19, but that has just not been something that's been easy to answer.
No, it hasn't, Lenise, and there's several reasons for that. Because of inconsistent testing and the fact that a not insignificant number of people seem not to develop any symptoms at all, it's been hard to nail down exactly how many people have it. Without an accurate denominator, you get a skewed calculation of the mortality rate if you just do simple division. For instance, Johns Hopkins University says worldwide, about 4.2% of confirmed cases have resulted in death. But that misses people who have never been tested, and in the other direction, it misses some COVID-19 victims whose deaths have been misattributed. Scientists all over the world have been using various methods to try to figure out what the true death rate is. A paper published this month on medRxiv reviewed 26 different studies pegging the death rate anywhere from 0.53% to 0.82%, with an aggregate estimate of 0.68%. That would make the disease significantly less lethal than the numbers that you're used to seeing and less deadly than some other infectious diseases like SARS and Ebola. But there's all kinds of caveats. Scientists still don't know whether these estimates are accurate or not. Another factor to consider is that the coronavirus is much more contagious than many other diseases. That makes it more dangerous. And even if only a 0.5% mortality rate is true, that still makes it 5 times deadlier than the common flu.
All right, so let's talk a little bit now about vaccines, because we know there's been a lot of promising information about vaccine development, but say we're not able to develop one. Talk now about herd immunity. What's the possibility with that?
Well, maybe, Lenise. Like seemingly everything else with this disease, though, it's complicated. The idea behind herd immunity is that enough people contract the virus and then develop immunity to it that it runs out of fuel, so to speak. But scientists can't say for sure whether you're immune if you recover and for how long you're immune. There have been cases where people have been tested and found to have antibodies to the coronavirus, but who barely had any detectable antibodies when tested again at a later date. But complicating things further, researchers have found that with other diseases like SARS, immunity lasts even when the antibodies have receded. The antibodies attach to healthy cells, protecting them from the virus. The other question here is whether T cells can be stimulated to actually go hunt and kill the virus. That's what the search for a vaccine has been all about. A vaccine would replicate the natural process and offer protection to people whose immune systems ordinarily wouldn't be able to fight off the infection.
All right, and then